Tá fáilte Gotí bailú clear. You are welcome to the Aviva Stadium in Dublin on this St. Patrick's weekend.
Even 1 point could prove crucial, Royal. Away and gone! Away and gone! Hugh Jones under the post. Lightning even for the Irish in the Aviva.
Game 3, Round 2, Six Nations, 2025. Scotland versus Ireland at Murrayfield. Sold out crowd. I mean, doesn't get much better. I mean, there will be a lot of Irish supporters there as well, but the Scottish fans have to be loud. If they want their team to do an upset like England did over France, they need to be there. They need to be loud. They need to drag them over the line, even if they got to be the 16th man. Now let's get into it. Let's do our prediction today. We'll do the lineups as well. And if you do like these sorts of videos, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button right below the video if you want to see future videos, if you want to keep up with rugby. You know, I'll be doing on the ground, kind of going to talk to fans and stuff outside the stadiums whenever there's games on when I'm around. Then definitely hit that subscribe button. It helps to support the channel, bring content to you if we agree, disagree. End of the day, we love rugby and we agree it is the best game in the world. So let's get into this one here. Starting in the front row for the Scots, we got Rory Sutherland, we got Dave Cherry, and we got Zander Fagerson. Now, same kind of setup, except Pierre Schoeman is out, Rory Sutherland is in. And I mean, you know, Schoeman, not sure what happened in the last game, but he was, you know, fairly being beat by Ferrari from Italy. And we got starting in the Irish front row, we got Andrew Porter, the ever reliable. We got Ronan Kelleher, and we got Finlay Bealham, who's kind of, you know, he's playing a bit banged up, but, you know, as a rugby player, we all do. Then we got in the second row, Johnny Gray, Grant Gilchrist, you got James Ryan, and you got Teague Fairlong. Oh, Teague Byrne, sorry. Tig? Yeah, gosh, I keep forgetting how to pronounce it correctly. Sorry to all the Irish supporters. Now we got in the back row, you got Matt Fagerson, you got Rory Darge, you got Jack Dempsey, Rory Darge back at Capitano, you got Peter O'Mahony, you got Josh van der Fleer and Caelan Doris in a captain at number 8. O'Mahony makes a return. You know, is this what they need? They need a bit of aggression, leadership, I don't know, experience. That's what he brings to the team. So we're going to see how that impacts the team. And that's the thing, you know, the Irish have been a couple injuries and they've still been performing so well. So it's just testament to how good they've played. Then we got in at number 9, you got Ben White and Finn Russell starting at first 5, vice captain as well. Well, / captain, right? Then you got Jamison Gibson Park at 9 for the Irish, and you got Prendergast in at number 10 for the Irish. The young man still has the keys to the Rolls Royce. Then we got on the left wing, we got Dwan van der Merwe. We got Tom Jordan at 12, and we got Hugh Jones, the hat-trick hero, for game number 1 in at 13. We got Darcy Graham, the ever-reliable, and we got Blair Kinghorn at the back, who had a magnificent game. Then we got at left wing, James Lowe, who was my left wing pick of the week for the whole Six Nations, who had a great game. You got Bundy Aki, also scored a try. You got Robbie Henshaw in at 13 starting, with Ringrose not in the team, just on the bench this time. You got Calvin Nash on the right wing coming in for an injury. And then you got Hugo Keenan in at fullback. Now we got Mac Henson, who's obviously injured for the Irish. It was him and Finlay Bealham who were questionable. And obviously Finlay has pulled through. Now we got on the bench. And we know the bench is just as important as the starters. We got Ewan Ashman in at 16. You got Pierre Schoeman at number 17. And you got Will Hurd in at 18. You got Dan Sheehan, who had a cracker of a game coming off the bench last week. You got Cian Healy. And you got Thomas Clarkson in at 18. You got Sam Skinner, Greg O'Brien, Jamie Ritchie, who's been dropped down to the bench, maybe to create space for Fagerson's size. You got Jamie Dobie, and you got Stafford McDowell finishing off the bench. So obviously, they've gone with a 6-2 split. They're coming in with a bit bigger forwards. They know it's going to be physical. They know they probably have to win the game in the forwards, and I love to see it. I love these tactics, right? Then we got on the bench for the rest. For the Irish, you got Ryan Baird, you got Jack Conan, who had a great game actually last week. Really, really good game. You got Conor Murray, Jack Crowley, and you got Gary Ringrose. Man, such a great center. Such a great center. So we were hoping it'll be Gary Ringrose and Hugh Jones in that 13, the battle to see who will probably be the starting 13 for the British and Irish Lions. But unfortunately, we will have to wait for another day. But maybe in the second half, if Ringrose does come on, then maybe we will see them square it off and we will see who comes out on top. Very interesting to see. Well, obviously you can see there's a live ladder here. You got France in at 6 points. You got England in at 6 points. You got Scotland with only one played at 5. You got Ireland, only one played at 5 points as well. You got Italy on 4. And you got Wales on 1 point. Obviously Wales doing it tough. You know, at least they kind of fought back a little bit in the game, but we'll talk about that one on another day. You can see here at the bottom, the fans have voted. They got Ireland winning at 62%. And then you got Scotland winning only at 38%. Win probability, when they look at these stats, 72% to the Irish and 28% to the Scots. Now let's get into the prediction. As we can see here, the last 5 head-to-head meetings, the Irish winning all 5. You can see the last 5 form games. You got Scotland beating Italy last week, 31-19, beating the Wallabies 27-13, smashing Portugal with their B team, 59-21, losing to the Springboks. Like we said, you know, this game was much tighter than the scoreline suggests, and the real end score should have been something more like 22-15, that sort of thing. And then smashing Fiji 57-17 against the understrength Fijian team. Then you got for the Irish, the last 5 games, beating England last week 27-22, with England scoring 2 late tries. You got beating the Wallabies 22-19 in a nail-biter, smashing Fiji 52-17, beating the Argentinians 22-19 yet again in a very, very tight game with some iffy calls, we may say, and then losing to the All Blacks 23-13, where the All Blacks just had a great game, right? There's nothing else to say about it. The All Blacks just had a really, really decent game, and the Irish weren't bad, but the All Blacks just had a better game on that one. So when you're looking at the stats, I mean, you're looking at the game. The Irish are obviously the ones who's going to be favoured here. The only thing that, you know, is going to draw this game closer, I believe, is the Scots. Who do I want to win the game? I want the Scots to win the game just to make it a better Six Nations, you know, bit more equal, I guess, and also going for the underdog. But at the end of the day, the Irish are just such a good team. They're so gifted. They have such a good lineup. You know, it's just really tough. My initial tip all the time was going to be Ireland to win by 1 point. I know for sure this will be a tight game. I think whoever wins within 7 points. But if I had to make a score prediction, I'm not going to follow my heart. My heart is saying that Scotland is going to do the upset. And I would be happy if they do. I mean, as an outsider, I just want the underdog to win in reality. You know, I go for every underdog, that sort of thing, in every game. But I just think Ireland, even away from home, might be just a little bit too good, too drilled, too experienced. I think Ireland wins this game 24 points to 23 against the Scots in a tight encounter coming down to the last few minutes. I think Ireland by 1 point, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Scots can actually pull off this win if they play, you know, well, if they play much better than they did last week. They need a better performance. Their scrum needs to hold up a little bit better. And, you know, they need Finn Russell to have a great game. You could see when Finn Russell doesn't have a good game, Scotland look a little bit disjointed. Obviously, luckily, they were playing against the Italians last week, so it wasn't like they were playing a top 5 world team, but they made that game harder than it should have been, just in my opinion. But let me know what your score predictions are. Let me know below. Like these sorts of videos if you do enjoy them. Always leave a comment. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Who do you think will win? What is your score prediction? Leave it down below. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.